Hey, my name's Neal Brennan. I have a special Netflix called Blocks. Friends come on, tell me about their blocks. That's perhaps the podcast that you're watching. I don't know when I should stop explaining it to people, the listeners. But I feel like we'll get some new people this week. Can you promise me new people? I'm kidding. My guest today, Atsuko Okatsuka, everybody. Now, let me say something. If I'm known for one thing, it's for taking credit for things. I love going, what did I said he was.
Yeah.
I cannot take credit for you. In fact, I have to do the opposite, which is there was a Netflix pilot before COVID, like the day before COVID.
Yeah.
And it was basically a comedy competition, which everybody loves. Comedians love to be a part of them, and there's nothing humiliating about them. The judges were Tig Notaro, Dion Cole, me. People would come on, and then they'd do 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and then we'd like bid on them. It was like The Voice.
Yeah.
And you
didn't choose me.
I didn't choose you.
Tig did.
Tig did.
You said you allowed.
I allowed
Tig to take you.
I didn't want to stand in the way.
Wow.
Of what was one of the great comedy love affairs, I think, at this point.
Yeah. I didn't know. You never told me you didn't want to get in the way.
Well, I don't know if I don't even remember my thought process. I will say, though,
yeah.
You know, when you see certain people and you're like, because you have like a look and a aesthetic, a part of me thought like, is this a gimmick? But I've since seen you write. You've got one of my favorite marriage jokes I've ever heard.
Oh,
literally one of my favorite. Like, fuck. Like there are so few, not so few, but like, you know, where you're like, I would do that. Give me that. I'll do that verbatim the way you just did it. You can watch it on her new special, The Intruder, on HBO, or is it just?
You know what's funny?
Now?
I cut that joke out of that hour.
You did?
Yeah. I think it's going on my next one.
Yeah, I bet it is.
That's
usually how that works.
Yeah,
like, no, I'm not going to need this. And then you're like,
right. Yeah, I was like, I won't throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So that, I actually didn't put it in there. But
you put it in the trash, but you haven't deleted trash yet?
Yeah, but then, there's like a expiration for that, right? Where
I don't believe that.
Oh, yeah? Oh, good.
I no longer, I believe that it's our material.
Uh-huh. Oh, I meant just the actual computer trash.
Oh, it'll empty on itself. Yes, after 30 days, probably.
But I also agree. I don't believe jokes in just your brain as the trash can. There's an expiration date. I don't think so too.
But there is a level of like pride of like, am I doing that? But that joke's so fucking sturdy, and so like would have worked. I'm getting choked up. Would have worked 40 years ago. Would have worked 40 years ago and will work 40 years from now. So
it keeps coming back into my life, just like you. We're bringing it full circle.
Thank you.
Tig and I really met on that shoot too. I met you, Dion, and Tig really for the first time on that shoot, I think.
Where were you?
Where was I?
Meaning, like, what were you doing? Like, what rooms were you working? Because Birbiglia knew about you. You were opening for Birbiglia.
Not yet.
Oh,
Not
you weren't?
Yet. Yeah. I was just like a, dynasty
I should
typewriter.
lie and said I told him about you.
Sure, you can, yeah. But he would know that's not true because he found me online. And yeah. A lot of people have found me online.
They sure have.
Yeah, because I was at like theaters. I was like a Dynasty typewriter, mostly like a Dynasty typewriter girl. And then the improv would have me more like random, like house shows and stuff like that, when we met. Yeah. So I wasn't like touring yet and stuff like that. But I had been doing stand-up for a while. I just was still figuring out, I think, how to make it land, like the right way.
But it's funny. I don't know how long it took, but it's correct.
Oh,
Like your tone, you're getting laughs in weird places. You're like, because when I read, we also did a Planters commercial together.
Right.
And when I read your jokes, I was like, I don't know if these are good. And then I saw you do them. I was like, oh, these are fucking hilarious.
Right.
But it's like they wouldn't have worked for anyone.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they work for you because you like can do a thing where I'm sure you bomb like everybody, but like you can train the audience to come to your
like
thing.
cadence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool. All right. So the show, it's not one of your blocks, but it's a thing I want to talk about, which is where are you from? Like when you moved here, right?
I moved here. Yeah. I moved here from Japan, near Tokyo, a prefecture called Chiba. And then I was born in Taiwan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your mom came and dad came?
Just mom and grandma and me came.
Okay.
3 generations of women.
Great.
Yeah.
And there's some mental illness stuff floating around.
Yes. And my mom, it's there in my mom. And probably, so it's floating in all of us,
Right.
really. But yeah, my mom has paranoid schizophrenia and then epilepsy, or the seizures come with it, I guess. It's a little confusing.
Is that a TikTok?
Yeah. You know me. I'm always like,
pretty cool.
I'm just finding like moments for when you dice these up into little clips.
To go viral. About schizophrenia.
For you. Yeah.
And seizures.
And epilepsy. It's really not, I don't know. Yeah. So either way, she has all that. Yeah.
And she just went viral. So pretty cool.
I hope so. I'm always trying to normalize these things. So yeah.
So I believe in normalization. Obviously, I fucking won't shut the fuck up about any of this stuff. But
yeah.
How was it dealing with it? Because you're a little girl. Did your grandmother help? Not help, but like explaining it. Did you think it was your fault? Like, what was your arc with it?
I remember internalizing it a lot. And so I was like a very quiet kid.
How did it manifest in just day-to-day life? Like what sort of stuff would your mom do? And then
Oh, right. My mom, my mom was to me scary at the time. So, she would keep to herself. She didn't have friends. Like when we were living in Japan in a little apartment down the street from my dad, they were divorced. Honestly, my dad had full custody of me, but then he was like, it's your daughter too. You should see her. And so he would let them, see me a lot. And my grandma and my mom would sort of take advantage of that and keep me longer. They lived down the street from each other. And yeah, my mom kept to herself, didn't have friends, was always inside, didn't have a job or anything. In Japan, she's a Taiwanese woman. So there was also like xenophobia, feeling like an outsider. They couldn't really even rent the apartment.
Really?
Because they weren't Japanese.
In the 80s? 90s?
Yeah. I get the 90s. Yeah, 90s. Japan's still xenophobic, but they're getting better. It's more diverse now than before. But yeah, before, if you weren't a Japanese citizen, you couldn't rent a place to live
Insane. I will say that as a white person, it's gratifying to hear that non-white people are racist.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's why I'm telling the story, Neal, because
to comfort me.
And whatever percentage of your fans, whoever needed to hear that. It's not just you.
Hi, I'm Neal Brennan.
Hi, I'm Neal Brennan, and I'm not alone. Meanwhile, country of Japan's like, yeah. So there was already that going on, and then so the isolation was even greater. That my mom felt like, I think, a freak, with the voices in her head, and so she would throw temper tantrums.
Was there any medical attention? Was medication available? Was she just like toughing it out?
Yeah, so I don't really know. My grandma, raised me, and she kind of would hide things from me, would try to take care of things, without me having to know all the ins and outs so that I could be a kid as much as possible, which was cool. She left me space to try to play and stuff like that.
And was your dad fairly neutral about it?
Yeah, they never really hung out after the divorce. It was really just passing me off back and forth, that they would kind of interact, but my grandma was mostly the one doing that. So from what I know, I think she was medicated, but with like medicine they were getting in from Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle's an OBGYN in Taiwan, and so he had like psychiatrist doctors or something that I think were sending pills or something like that.
That's the best way to get treated, by the way.
just imported.
Illegally, no one to talk speaks to you. It's word of mouth diagnoses and go like, let me see. Yeah, have her eat these.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
I know. I was like, in retrospect, if I, I wish they talked to somebody. But they were like, who are we going to talk to? We barely have friends in Japan. You're the one with friends. You're 8.
How'd she end up in Japan?
My grandma signed my mom up for like this Japanese dating program. Yeah. And then they flew out from Taiwan to Shinjuku in Tokyo to do this programs to find my mom a boyfriend or a husband, somebody.
Is that what 90 Day Fiancé is about?
It's based on
the
my
program?
Parents. I mean, that would be, probably.
I've never watched it, but I feel like there's some forced thing about it.
For sure, 100%. You haven't seen 90 Day Fiancé?
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's shedding a light on 90 Day Fiancé is shedding a light on how, the gray areas of international dating, right? And immigration. I think that's what it's really more about.
I think it is too, and I haven't watched it, and I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't watched it.
Yeah, you don't need to watch it. I feel like what I just told you is probably it. I've seen like 2 episodes.
Okay.
And I was like, oh.
It feels exploitive to me.
Yeah, it's too much.
From the outside in, I'm like, I shouldn't be watching this.
You know what? I think the producers of the show did hear that. And they were like, okay, it's not cool. It's like these immigrants who obviously need a green card, a lot of them. Some of them, it is love, but like, so let's do 90 Day Fiancé the other way.
Yes.
Where it's Americans looking like dumbasses, going to a foreign country because they're actually in love, and being down to move to Iraq or whatever. You know what I mean? So
that what the Gulf War was about, do you think? It was like a 90 Day Fiancé the other way?
Yeah, I think it all started with love and failed love, romantic love.
90 month
wars, yeah.
Invader, the other way.
You ever think about doing reality shows? Because
I have a good reality show that's a little rough, but I wanted, at some point I wanted I'm one of 10 kids. I wanted all of us to move in together into a house. And parents, all 10 kids, and America votes us off one at a time.
That's amazing.
It's called Last Brennan Standing. The Last Brennan Standing, the winner would get $1 million and would get to leave the family forever if they wanted to.
Wow. See, that's like, come on.
I mean, that thing
Can we make
itself.
that the official pitch? I'm sure you've talked about it out loud.
Viral, yeah.
No, of course. Yeah. Of course. No, that's cool. I'm always thinking about reality shows and stuff. I do watch a lot of it. And my parents kind of started on one in a way.
Yeah.
And
how long did their marriage last?
Like a year. Yeah.
Okay.
So they had me, and then they were fighting a lot. And then I guess that's when, right after the divorce is when my mom started hearing voices and, psychotic breaks. And so that's when that started, which, I never blamed myself for it. I just know that, after giving birth, you're in a different country. You don't speak the language. You have no friends. It's like, and postpartum depression.
And it's brought on by stress a lot of times, right?
Stress. Yeah, exactly. And she was, in their 30s, which I think is a little late for women to get schizophrenia or something. I don't know. But it hit her because I think it was probably genetic in her anyway too. So all that was like a perfect combination. And it would just, come out in temper tantrums. She would throw plates and stuff, or she would be really paranoid that, the Taiwanese government was, coming to get us, things like that.
And would you clear out? Would your grandmother be like, we should go to the store? Or because even if you don't think it's your fault, it creates chaos.
Yeah.
There's no dependability.
Right, yeah. I was always scared of her. I didn't know how to approach her. I would find myself getting stoked if I got to go to my dad's finally, or, I stayed out later, with grandma. Yeah, so grandma would take me on a bike ride.
Did your mother seem apologetic, or was she like just so in it she didn't even know? It was out of her hands also?
I think I didn't stop to notice as much. And I feel bad for that because She was suffering.
Right, but you're also a little girl, so I don't think you should know.
Right. Yeah. Like a lot of times I'm like, I don't know where she was standing when I'm thinking about this one time, for example, that my grandma was like, "We gotta get out of here. Let's go to the park. Let's go to the park." I don't remember stopping to look back to see what my mom's face looked like or how she was after she had just like thrown plates.
Yeah.
If she was crying, if she was desperately needing help with something, like, or in pain somewhere. I don't remember knowing or stopping to look for that.
Did it ever kind of normalize? Or at least like find a plateau with her illness and your relationship with her?
It's the best now.
Great.
As a grown person.
Yeah.
As both grown people, but me really grown.
You're about as grown a person as I've ever seen.
I think, this is the tallest I'll ever get.
Enjoy it.
I do.
Let me just say.
I will. No, of course. Yeah. Because then what? And then we kind of start getting
55,
smaller.
you start
getting smaller.
Reeling it back in.
No, of course. I just wish I got a couple more inches in. I've been 5'3" since I was in the 5th grade. Tallest.
Oh, that's
tallest.
So you were the tallest.
I was so tall. So tall. Big dreams. People had big dreams for me. I got enrolled in basketball, for example, 6th grade. They're like, it's a lot. And, during that time, Japanese American kids in LA, like, it was big to be part of Japanese American basketball leagues.
Okay.
And then you would play. And then you would get like $1,000 to go towards college or something for playing so long in the league. And our team lost every week. We were just the worst people put together on a team. But I was the tallest because I was 5'3".
Yeah, a giant.
A lot of pressure. I was forward, and a lot of pressure. I would overhear parents in the stands during games be like, "Atsuko's got the ball. She's gonna make it. She's 5'3". And that's like so stupid.
That's very specific. Also, it's like a lot of like very, like, was one of them blind?
It was one of them never met.
She's very tall. She's 5'3". And she's got a bowl cut. Did you have the bowl cut?
No, I didn't. I didn't know myself, or else I wouldn't have been playing basketball. I would know that's not even my interest at all.
Yeah. You didn't have you're no older brothers and sisters.
I have half siblings from my dad's previous marriage.
When you were here, when did you move here?
Yeah, when I was here. I moved here when I was 8. Yeah.
And did you know English at all?
I didn't know English at all. Yeah.
So, but who was here with you? Just your mom and grandmother?
Mom and grandma. We moved in with my uncle and aunt.
When you said I didn't even know what my interests were.
Yeah.
How did you eventually find out what your interests were? Because I'm one of 10 kids, so I would just go like,
right.
Look at a panoply of like option to go like, I like that. I like that.
Which is so cool. I mean, in a way.
Yeah. Relative to the opposite. Yeah, no, that's the best part of my childhood is the access I had to stuff.
Sure.
Via my brothers and sisters.
And kind of seen, not like, what not to do. You could kind of not to do, what to do.
Yeah, you've seen what not to do. My oldest brother, is 16 years older than me. So like.
You would see his heartbreak with, breakups.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, you just see like people's life plans, work out, not work out.
Sure.
Like, it's definitely better. But I'm curious, how did you find your interest? Was it classmates?
That's so interesting. This stuff didn't hit me till recently.
Yeah.
Like Mike Birbiglia was telling me, he was like, yeah, I got into comedy because of my older brother. He was watching stand-up. He would watch Letterman every night.
My brother is a comedian. So my second oldest brother is a comedian. I've been going to comedy clubs since I was 14.
That's so cool.
It's so yeah. I've known Dave Attell since I was 14.
Yeah, and he's 85.
He's 85
right? Yeah.
Today. 85 years young.
Happy birthday, Dave.
That's just one of my brothers. Like,
yeah. So it's just like a culture, because it's such a difficult back then especially, it's like only 20 people really know what it's like in the comedy world.
Yeah.
So that's cool, to have. It's not till recently that it's like, oh, come look inside,
every there's
podcast.
Whenever people go, can I get some tips? You're like, there's a million fucking
Trillions.
podcasts that
Yes.
I don't do this.
Everything's about process. Everything. Everyone knows about comedians, like
tags
ins and outs.
setups and
how touring works even.
Yeah.
Just like a nurse in Oklahoma, you know.
Yeah.
Will know. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess it was my classmates. It was my immediate classmates.
Did you catch any breaks culturally, like where somebody turned you on to something that was like, oh, this is great, and I'm gonna fuck with this forever?
Luckily, it was at church. And yeah, so church was like the culture I was, consuming a lot. And then
what kind of church?
Just regular Baptist Christian.
Yeah.
Chinese Baptist Christian. My uncle and aunt were in the church, so we were staying with them, and that's how they get you. The immigrants,
Mm-hmm.
Do you want friends or not? You do you want friends?
This ain't even about blessings. This is about friends.
Friends.
You want to
lunch.
You want to be a part of something? Yeah.
We go to field trips every month.
Yeah.
I was like, I like that. So maybe like 9th grade, during a sermon, one of my like youth group fellow goers passed me a DVD and was like, I thought you'd like this. It's stand-up comedy. Go home, watch it. I was like, oh, okay. Like it was bad.
Were you funny from when you were little?
I wasn't constantly funny. I was very quiet, but then,
right. But like you know what I mean?
Yeah. I would make people laugh with things. Nobody. It's like everyone hadn't thought it, and I had to say it because I'm like, but we're all thinking it, right?
Yeah.
I love doing that a lot.
Yeah.
I love doing that a lot, to break a silence or something with laughter. Because like my family would eat in silence and they don't talk during dinners. Like I don't know what it's like to watch movies or, hear about families with 10, 14 people in it, where it's like, oh, it's so chaotic in the family. Or like Italian Americans, Jewish Americans. I have no idea what that's like, because my family of like 5 people would just sit and eat in silence. And just like who died, and it was just easier to not talk about our days or feelings because maybe it'll get sad or who knows why, right? And I remember one time we invited like 2 more relatives, and it was the same thing. They flew in from like somewhere far
for a moment of silence. Yeah,
for a moment.
You want to come over for a silent dinner?
Yeah, after dinner, I said something like, "Well, that was fun. We should do it again." And everyone laughed because they knew it was weird.
Yeah.
Right. And so stuff like that I really loved and I would cherish and kind of keep in my brain. And
and you go like, that was fucking cool.
Yeah. What if I could like talk more about stuff like that? How do I get them to keep laughing, And what a series of jokes or tags or whatever that I would later find out that I could have continued doing at the dinner table.
There were podcasts back then.
If I could just, I don't know. If I knew, but then it was through that DVD that
What DVD was it?
It was Margaret Cho's Notorious CHO tour special.
So that's like her.
Yeah, that's not even I'm the one that I want.
Yeah, that's not even her best thing, probably, right?
I
think that's what we're.
That was just
saying.
like I think the year that it came
No, I'm
out.
not saying like, oh, well, that must have been like you must have watched it and been like, this is fucking amazing. And then
and I hadn't
the one
even
that I want and been like, oh,
exactly.
Show's great.
It was just cool enough where I was like, I didn't know this was a job. I didn't know this was an art form. I didn't know it's just one person holding court, talking about themselves and being relatable and being funny and being so personal. I didn't know that was a job.
You can't believe it when you're like, you hear about it. You're like, what?
No idea.
And you're like, that's all. So basically that thing, that was fun. We should do this again.
Yeah.
And then you just protract it. And it's almost like a beacon toward like your whole life is just like that. I mean, that's what my experience was where I was like, wait, you can do that? And then like.
Oh, and then you were like, I will try. Because that was not my second thought.
Well, I just thought it was like looking, I don't know if I was even aware. I just was like, that's really great.
Yes, yeah.
Like that's so great. And not just like, oh, that was pleasant. It was more than like, it felt like essential to me.
Right.
It was like it's like a like I said, like a beacon of like, okay, I just have to go
toward
that.
And the exposure to things is so important. And I don't know if there's a certain point in your life where it gets too late for that. Probably. But yeah, thank goodness. Like as a kid, I feel like you just should be able to see the possibilities. I don't know, because people try to filter comedy for kids, or like, you shouldn't watch stand up,
Yeah.
I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it was like totally opposite.
Well, that's also the value of people that are clean.
Oh, sure. That's
like,
true.
It's Sebastian, for instance. The reason
Right.
he does so on the road is because everyone can see him.
That's true. Yeah.
Literally, your grandmother thinks he's funny, and the 11-year-old thinks he's funny. It's like,
Yeah.
if you just don't curse, I can't do it. But
Yeah.
if I just didn't curse, I would be able to do it. All right, we got to do blocks. We're here grab assing. But I
Yeah.
want to talk more about the mental illness stuff, and then I like the bond you have with your husband about it, which we'll get into. Hey, it's me, Neal Brennan. When I would go to the gym 20 years ago, it's Gold's Gym on 54th Street in New York City. Don't look for it. I would go to Gold's Gym with a physical piece of paper on it with exercises to do, weight type things to do. And then if I lost the paper, I would just have to go home because I didn't know what to do with the equipment. Not exactly true, but kind of true. If you're looking to take your workout to the next level, check out Fitbod. Fitbod app creates a workout program that's personalized to your goals, fitness level, and available equipment. It learns from your previous workouts and adapts as you improve. There's no better time to level up your fitness habit. Try Fitbod today. Get 25% off your subscription or try the app free at fitbod.me/NEAL. FITBOD.ME. That's fitbod.me/NEAL. I can't wait to see your body. Show me your body. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Look, I get why they sponsor the show because all we talk about is improving mental health. You know about it. You know I've been to therapy 20 years. Talk therapy, hugely helpful. It will just give you someone to bounce your life off of, and they'll show you how to interrogate yourself of like, what do I mean? What do I feel? It's better than a friend. That's all I can tell you. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/NEAL today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/NEAL. BetterHelp.com/Neal. I'm not going to say it again. BetterHelp.com/Neal. I said it again. All right. Block number 1.
Right.
Avoiding confrontation.
That's right, which is very original. And you were saying all comedians.
Bobby had it, Bobby Lee, Sebastian. I certainly have it to a degree. I see it mostly, which you don't have.
You have it the least.
I don't have it bad. The problem is we're all people pleasers.
Mm-hmm.
Give me some snapshots of avoiding confrontation in your life.
Yeah. Well, the biggest example that I used in my special is when an intruder came to my house. This is very literal. My instinct was hide, maybe look for a weapon-ish thing and just hide. Maybe run away if possible. Maybe move.
Yeah.
My husband's was opposite. We'd go towards the guy. Go confront him physically. Go try to stop the situation with my body and the clothes on my back. Very different people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's literal, physical avoiding confrontation.
An intruder is a pretty big one. That's not like I couldn't say no to a podcast or I couldn't say no to a birthday party. Like an intruder is like fight or flight.
Yeah, but in intense, crazy situations like that, you really show your true colors, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it was interesting where I was like, wow, I was going to let my husband die because I was like, well, we're just renting anyway. Like, we should just move. In my head, I was like, we'll move. we're no longer safe here.
Yeah, immediately.
Quick to, instead of being like, no, we built a life here, which is the things my husband
You were on
was saying.
Zillow while the Intruder was still there, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I had
if your true colors
if I
came
had
out?
my tabs were still open though from before he came.
So
if my true colors came out and it was white. Yeah, my husband would say things like, no, we built a life here. We should at least keep trying.
If we move, the Intruders win. That kind of thing?
That kind of thing. But also it's like, it's not so easy to just pick up and move. In LA, you have to now find a new place, and that's hard. And there's rent control here. We have a good relationship with our landlord, But I'd rather go through bigger hurdles than to avoid a confrontation.
I gotta say, Intruder's a big one.
Of course.
Intruder's like personal physical life and safety. Like,
I know.
You're allowed to flee.
Oh, then I was going to somehow try to get to the time, I was late to something or whatever.
No, but what's a more like that kind of thing? Like, do you find yourself overbooking yourself? Do you find yourself saying yes to too many things you don't really want to do?
Yes, all the things, right, of a people pleaser, right?
I'm a people pleaser. I started going to a 12-step group that is based on codependency and overcoming codependency. So it's about creating boundaries for yourself within social dynamics. Yeah. But it's really hard to the point where they have meetings every day.
Right.
Because it's very hard to ask people to meet your needs.
100%. I always say, like, you don't really change as a person from when you're a kid to now. The only thing that changes is your boundaries.
Yes.
Right? I think that's it. You just realize the energy you have for things better. So you go, okay, I'm still the same person. I still want to people please. I want to say yes to everything. But I know that thing makes me really tired. I know 3 podcasts in a row makes me tired. I did it the other day. Or 5 shows or in a row or whatever. So you don't do that. You don't do that.
And then people, it's like with stand-up, Attell is from the school of like, you do 6 spots a night.
No. I mean, you can. Sorry. Guttural.
No. You created a boundary.
No. My nose starts to bleed. What is he? Want to die?
I realized for myself, after 2 spots, I can't remember anything. I can't remember the night. So as much as I'd like to get like rise and grind and all that stuff, like that doesn't work for me.
No.
It's not useful.
Yeah, and so protecting yourself and knowing exactly. Who cares about your ego or pride? There was an interview out there where like, and I won't say the person, but the person was like, before this movie, before this TV show, I was doing 6 to 13 shows a night. I was like, 6 to 13? First of all, I think that's a lie. What, are you starting your shows at 2 p.m.?
Yeah.
I don't think in any city you can do 13 shows. I mean, I don't know, unless you're doing 2-minute sets and then the next
in New York, you could, if you started at 7, you could.
13?
If you were working the Cellar, the Fat Black Pussycat, and the Village Underground.
Is there a world for you, Neal? I know there isn't, so I don't know why I'm asking, but is there a world, I'm trying to wonder for me, is there a world where I do 13 sets in one night, and that's helpful to the process or any of the jokes at all?
Here's the only advantage I will say.
My brain's not that big.
Right. It's just hard drive space, more or less I found that it's good to just get like combat or just like being on stage. What does that do to my body? It's like training like a Russian cosmonaut where you just do shit to get ready for space.
Sure.
And you're doing that, to me, is the usefulness of it. And you can work a premise out in a night. Like, it is useful. For me, though, I realized after a few months of doing that in New York, this is not helpful.
Yeah, no, same. I like that you were like combat, like that's wind blowing on your face.
Yeah.
Guns shooting at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you just do that when you go up for an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
You already are combat. You don't.
No, I know, but
the rush for me is driving to the next spot, because that's what my whole day is going to be.
That's what you're training your body to drive from spot to spot.
I don't want to be a better
late.
driver. I've lived in LA since I was 8.
Yeah.
I'm fine. But so
It's
saying
creating
yes
boundaries
to
for
things,
yourself is
creating boundaries.
huge.
Yeah.
With your husband.
Yeah.
How did that go? Your husband seems like a genteel individual. Meaning your husband seems like a very caring person. Did you have to create boundaries with him? Seems like you maybe didn't. It wouldn't have been hard.
He has to create boundaries with me.
Do you encourage him, or are you like, fuck, this is going to be worse for me because he's not going to do that thing?
No, I understand. He makes me also make boundaries with other people too. He just like encourages me to go, you don't have to say yes to everything. Remember, when you say yes to everything, sometimes you aren't thinking about things. You say you are saying yes to things because you care about these people. But then when you fail to be able to show up on time or even show up at all, then you're actually screwing over the people you care about.
Right.
And sometimes the people you care about that you're screwing over is people like me. Because then I just never see you. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's true.
Because when I was a kid, like my face, it does what it does. And I have like a dry sense of humor. So I've been able, I'm like sly, like any charisma I have is like subtle or whatever. Like it sneaks up on you.
Sure.
It attacks you from behind.
Which is great. People love that.
People love being attacked from behind, especially.
You and Tig both, snakes.
Huge.
Yeah.
Tig's a better version of what it is, but yeah. But so I've been able to kind of be gruff or like, nah. But I'm wondering what the fear is. What do you think's going to happen if you set a boundary?
Yeah, I don't like to disappoint. I don't like to see somebody just feel bummed.
You don't want to reject people.
I don't want to reject people, yeah. Because, not that I've felt it, it's more like I've seen it, I think, between my parents and mostly my family. I've seen loneliness and being rejected and feeling like an outsider. And so I don't want anyone to ever feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you've realized you become the outsider of your own life, kind of. If you become like disconnected from a good experience for yourself.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And a big example is coming to mind actually of me not being able to set boundaries is like for me and my husband's honeymoon, I brought my mom, my grandma, my dad, and his ex. We were like crazy rich Asians, but not rich.
But not rich. And he's not Asian.
Exactly.
Although he wore a kimono recently and now in my head.
That's all you see him as now?
I swear to God.
Now in your head.
It's a tragedy.
He's now in your head, he's Kiwi. But no,
too Japanese for me.
He's short round.
White reference. Indiana Jones is getting ready to be canceled, just FYI.
He is? Just about now? Just now? What'd he do now?
He traveled around the Middle East and stole antiquities.
No, I know. Oh, I thought you meant like now.
No, I'm just saying like
people will
his
finally
job
dig it up.
is like illegal. They made it like him against the Nazis.
Right.
But like, well, who should have the Ark of the... Oh, you're right. The American government should. It's in the best possible hands.
I know.
Thank you, Indiana Jones. You're fucking canceled.
Meanwhile, he's throwing like tarps and like food carts at like brown people.
Yeah, he's shooting knife people.
Yeah.
Swordsmen, local swordsmen.
I know.
Artisanal swordsmen.
It's true. Yeah. I thought something new had come out.
No, and I mean, Temple of Doom's a garbage movie, but that's the one where Short Round has one of my favorite lines ever.
Yeah.
I thought of 2 sketches for Temple of Doom, which is a job interview for Temple of Doom with like an 11-year-old boy. So what makes you think you're cut out to work at the Temple of Doom? And the other one is when Short Round says, "Indy, you're my best friend."
You're my best friend! Wake up, Indy!
And then being like, look.
Whoa.
It's a little soon, kid. Like, I understand you're excited I got you out of slavery, but like, let's ease into friendship.
Dang, he never got a break.
No. Well, he got an Oscar.
That's true.
Okay. So how did your husband deal with it?
Yeah.
What was your thinking? You didn't want to exclude like, hey, the more the merrier. Let's all.
Of course, I was. It reminded me of this because of something you said earlier about the boundaries thing.
It makes you lonely. You end up being alienated from your own life.
That's right. That's right. I don't get to enjoy the fact that, like, oh, you only have a honeymoon, really one time, hopefully, or whatever. It doesn't matter how many times you get married. Honeymoon's supposed to be special between
I hope your husband heard that. Go on.
No, I just want to also normalize divorces and getting remarried. Or
I'm with like, hey, everybody's great, but some shit's not great.
Sure, some shit's
and I'm not saying don't get divorced because
you're Christian,
it's against the
or Catholic because you're Catholic. Still.
What did you think I was?
A Christian?
Yeah, Catholic. I mean, what? I'm nothing, but like,
right.
But I'm not like it's because it's against the church. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
Try to whatever.
Yeah, right. Yes. Thank you for
do your best.
That.
Do better.
I'm doing.
Be best. Be best.
Be bester.
Did your husband say anything on the honeymoon? Who realized that this was going to be a problem or that this was not fun first?
My husband first, because he was like, "Hey, I thought it's me and you honeymoon, hey, and I was like, right. I just thought, grandma hasn't been there in so long. She's from there. I'm saying things like
Taiwan?
That. Yeah. He's like, yes, I know where your family's from. And I'm like, and then when I brought it up to her, she was like, oh, she said the same stuff. She's like, it would be nice, it's been a while. And then, so I was like, sure, you should come. And then my mom was like, well, how about me? Who's going to take care of me? And I was like, well, you should definitely come too then. I think it'll be fun. It'll just be like a family trip. Like one of those like National Lampoon Vacation.
Yeah, fucking hilarious.
I think I forget a lot of the parts of those movies.
Yeah.
But the idea of a family trip, family vacation, that was just stuff I watched in movies and stuff.
FYI.
Yeah.
Not a bad movie idea. You're describing.
Honeymoon. Yeah.
Honeymoon with your entire family. Like.
Yeah, I actually am starting to sort of figure out how to write that.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate, like I can't set boundaries, but also because I always want to recreate like the family I always wish I had.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a big part of it where I'm like, we didn't get to do this when I was a kid. We weren't a family together truly, and we were poor. We couldn't go on vacations and stuff. I finally can like cover you all. Like I can cover you guys now. So
when was this?
This was like 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can cover them better even now.
Yeah.
So I'm still doing this. Like me and my husband just went to Japan and Taiwan for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I saw the videos.
And I brought my grandma. She didn't have to come, but I brought her. She's 88 and she had like a high blood pressure and more health issues. But I was like, she hasn't seen Japan.
I know a Korean, or I know a Taiwanese OBGYN if you need anything.
Yeah, you do? My uncle is one too.
No, that's what I was going to get in touch with your uncle, get some meds for your grandma.
Damn it. I don't know, Neal. You're a well-traveled person.
I am pretty well-traveled. I'm pretty connected in the OBGYN.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Comedians always like have some weird hookup. It's like I know the NRA president or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's more specific.
No, it's fine. Don't beat yourself up.
But yes, yeah. So for the honeymoon, my husband was like, this is maybe not cool, but okay, I can enjoy it. I understand you never see your dad especially. And
so he was kind of like game.
Yeah, he was down.
He put a brave face.
Because I'm very like positive energy, cheerleader energy. I'm always like, hey, like, oh, look over there. Or like once we're there, I'm just like, look, Taiwan, just trying to distract him. Like, look, new language. Oh my God. And he's very in the moment kind of person too. And he does love family and my family. And so he would get on board and he loved seeing a new country and stuff like that. So it was enough distraction. But then when we got tired and there was stress and reality sank in, like my grandma was too tired. So then we had to like carry her and my mom refused to go out and threw like a temper tantrum, or when my mom had a seizure actually too. And we also had to figure out how to make sure my dad and my mom never saw each other. because they haven't seen each other since the divorce. When actual things like this started happening.
This sounds like a fucking awful honeymoon.
No, of course. It was terrible. It was terrible for him. For me, I'm like,
I would have been so pissed.
You would have left me. You would have left.
I would have been like, no, I'm not fucking bringing.
Yeah.
No one's coming. You and I are coming. That's it. That's the list.
100%.
I got the list of the people coming to our honeymoon. Me and you. And the list is close.
No, 100%. It's just fucked up. Yeah, now that I think about it, I mean, even during it, I knew, but I was always trying to like keep on a good face and be like, well, it's good. Like, we did
It's so funny that it's like, you knew you fucked up. You probably didn't want to hurt your mom and grandmother's feelings.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you have to go along with it. It's just like sort of a lie, telling yourself one kind of lie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I also want to I recompose this family. Let's reconstitute. And this time we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
The last Brennan Standing idea is based on me and my brother were trying to get like organized family reunions.
Mm.
And then the final year, he punched me in the face.
Oh my God.
Whoops.
Right.
We can't get along.
Yeah.
One sister told another sister she's a bad mom.
Wow.
And then somebody else. That was like, okay, so that's like 5 days together.
Oh no.
In separate houses. It was.
And so you haven't had one since
then?
Yeah. I mean, that's so smart. Like, because I would still have many after something like that. Because I go, this year, this is the year.
I know.
This is the year. We've all grown.
My mom's on that. My mom wants it to work.
Yeah.
She's having everyone go to Ireland this summer.
Okay.
And it's just a real boundary test for me.
Yeah, but I'm such a dreamer like her. That sounds awesome. To me, I'm thinking you get to see your family's heritage together. Maybe everyone's older now. Maybe it's someone's last year that they could really do this.
Punches won't hurt.
Punches won't. Yes, like people don't have much fight in them when they're older.
No, yeah, bad.
Right?
Their bones and ligaments and muscles are bad.
Yeah, things hurt. Yeah, so punches won't hurt as much. You're right. And maybe you're, like the elders will be like, glad that they went before they get too old. So in my head, I'm thinking like,
no, I know. And then I have to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah.
And say like, I don't believe in it. I don't think we can do it. I don't think we can be the utopian family.
Yeah. So what's that called? This is 12-step program.
Recovery around boundaries and codependence. There's a term that I think is worthwhile, which is detach with love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I love you, but I can't be a part of this. The relationship does not work for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that we can change it.
Is that not a breakup?
It is in a relation. It is if you're fucking, but if you're not, it's like I do with men way more than women.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's breaking up from your family or
friend. I guess it's a breakup. Yeah, it's a breakup. But it's not like fuck you forever. It's just like as who I am and who you are right now.
Yeah. Right.
Can't happen. It's just not good. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I told a friend of mine, I was like, I don't want you to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's too painful to be around for me.
Okay. Yeah. No, and that's cool. And then, you're doing a podcast, which means like you're with people all the time. And maybe it's like, oh, that's a lot of people. And maybe I don't
This is most of my
person.
social interaction.
Okay. Yeah.
Honestly.
That's good. I think that's good because we're still hanging and catching up.
I will know you better after this.
Yeah.
We both said things that we wouldn't have said in any other circumstance.
Totally. And it's good. We're also making content.
We're fucking monetizing. We're stacking.
Yeah.
We're setting goals.
So many
birds. Visualization.
100%.
We're rising. We're grinding. We're never stopping.
Friendshipping.
And friendship. Fuck.
While there's like enough boundaries, so it's not like I'm like
branding.
And branding.
Branding.
Neal Branding.
Thank you. Okay, so how testy does it get in that occasion? Who sort of snapped first? Who said like, why the fuck are these people here?
Yeah, well, of course, my husband.
Yeah.
My grandma and my mom are like, okay,
You
if
kind
you
of
want us
framed
to. Huh?
You kind of framed him. You kind of set him up. Like,
No, of course. It's, and it's not, and he's not the bad guy. He's just like with love trying. He's just like trying to meet everyone, meet me where I want to be. And and then
your goal is noble.
Sure, but
that's the problem. It's like,
but that person always like dies or something or gets beheaded. Didn't that happen?
Almost every time.
Mel Gibson's character or something, Braveheart. He was like, noble, I'm doing the right thing, but he died.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get popped.
Yeah, you get
if it's too noble. Don't be too noble. Be a little noble.
Yeah,
Be fake noble, like open doors, shit like that. But don't fight the government. You fucking
no.
You fuck out of your mind. You're gonna get beheaded.
Yeah, there's the government. So many people in the so many high tech stuff.
Also, Chinese government, don't.
Oh yeah,
especially or Russia, don't.
Trust. That's
little noble.
That's why we were like, let's go to Taiwan now. Let's go back
while it's still Taiwan. Yeah.
While it's there.
Did you go to Hong Kong?
No.
Hong Kong, it's fucking tragedy.
No, I know it is.
It's tragedy.
That's why we were like, let's go, and then let's bring grandma. Also, another noble idea.
Not going to do well on TikTok.
No. Okay, we'll have to move on.
No. Another grandmother idea?
Oh, no, that's why I brought grandma to Taiwan this time because I was like, well, I was like, I'm being noble. China, blah, blah, blah. Maybe this is the last time we can go. And then my husband was like, okay, all right. But remember, honeymoon was really stressful. And last time you did a show in Honolulu, you brought mom and grandma too. Remember, your mom never even left the hotel. Grandma got COVID. It was a hot mess. I was like, you're right. It was a hot mess. But how about just this one last time? So I keep bringing less and less people. At first, it was like a lot of people, 5 people. Then it was just me, my mom and grandma. Now it's just grandma. So I am getting better. And next time, I really, truly think it will just be me and my husband because it has been that stressful and the fights aren't worth it, Yeah. Yeah.
How bad did the fights get? And how are you guys good at it?
The fights didn't get so bad. It was just more like, I have to consider his feelings. How many times can he really ask? And like, sometimes it was a breakdown where he was like crying because he's like, I'm so stressed and I feel like I haven't gotten to enjoy just being with you in this new place. I wanted to go see this one site. I thought you would really love it. But I wanted to surprise you, but you were busy trying to make sure your mom and dad didn't see each other at the train station. So we missed our train. It's shit like that. You're playing
keeping your mom and dad from each other. Who did you sponsor that? Who said they can't see each other?
So it's all in my head. I made these
That's
rules.
what's so funny about it. It's like the Parent Trap. Like who?
Yeah, the opposite of Parent Trap.
They're fucking 60.
I know.
Like they can figure it out. What are they going to do? But that is like these phantom expectations that you put on yourself or.
Yeah. I think it's a part of avoiding confrontation too, because I could just ask.
Yep.
I could just ask, Mom, would you be down to see Dad?
Yeah, but you're going to be uncomfortable for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll let them figure it out, right? Dad, would you be down with seeing Mom again? Instead of doing that, I just created this narrative in my head because I don't want to even have that conversation. I go, no, okay, we'll make sure they don't see each other.
Are you getting better at it and how?
Well, like I don't plan on, inviting family to
right, you are,
anymore.
Yes, you're reducing. I'd like to see you on vacation by yourself, honestly. I think that's the final frontier.
Yeah, send me off to an island. Yeah.
Don't even bring your husband.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go on a honeymoon with yourself.
Wow.
We'll be right back. Okay, so you are getting better and it's just from failure.
Yes. Yeah, that's really how I learn. You?
Yeah, you're just bombing and going, okay, I got to stop bringing everybody. Let's try one less. What's our limit? Like in too many podcasts. Okay, there's my boundary.
Yeah.
You should have a list of like boundaries. I can only max amount of like a boat, like maximum capacity for podcasts in a day. 2. Maximum people on a honeymoon.
Just 2.
Again, 2.
Yeah.
2 is a good number for you. Hey, I don't like shopping for food. I don't like washing the dishes. I like eating food, and maybe I'll throw the container away. That's about as much work as I want to do. And that's what's great about Factor. Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. It can help you fuel up with ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and tackle everything in your to-do list. Like I said, I don't like doing any of it other than the eating part. Honestly, I don't even like digesting it. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back to the TV or your phone or your computer, or maybe you're feeling crazy. You're going to go outside into the perfect weather. Get Factor and enjoy clean eating without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/Neal40 and use code Neal40 to get 40% off your first box. That's code Neal40, NEAL40 at factormeals.com/Neal40 to get 40% off your first box. Someone give me some Factor. All right, you're unorganized and late a lot.
Right. I think that goes with, the other stuff, the people pleaser stuff we were talking about.
Yes, say more about that. Your husband calls it
not planning for your future self.
not planning?
Oh, like if I'm late and, unorganized. So he says, plan for your future self.
Yeah.
The things you don't want to do in the moment, which is like leave early or put that one thing back that you took out, right? Because then that one thing turns into many things.
Yep.
That's how a mess happens. You're not planning for your future self because you're thinking about your present self. I don't know.
I was thinking
Sometimes I'm
about
like,
this-
he's
this-
a poet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were thinking about this.
I was thinking about this over the weekend. I'm big on like people keeping their promises.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of like the basis of friendship and relationships.
Yeah.
The amount of promises I break to myself, it's constant.
Wow.
I'm constantly breaking my promises to myself.
Really?
Like you are too, though. Like just that thing of like you're breaking. Don't you want to be organized?
Oh,
Haven't
for
you
sure.
kind of promised yourself, I'm going to be organized and I'm going to be on time?
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
fuck that person. The problem is we're very fast to forgive ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. And then maybe place the blame on someone else. Or
Yeah.
it was, that there was actual traffic this time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like I assume the length to a location is the fastest length it's ever been every time.
Yes.
If something's generally 40 minutes, but I did it in 28 minutes once,
Yeah, you're like,
that's how long it takes. And if it takes 40,
you're
I'm
like
like,
that too. I bet you are a little more. Okay.
you'd
got
be
it.
surprised.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. In my head, I just think everyone I've ever talked to is just more on time than me.
I think a lot of it's about avoiding rejection.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get to a thing early and then someone gets there late.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't even think that far. That's not why.
I've like interrogated myself. Like, what are we doing? First of all, it's just like, I get distracted and then I'm utopian about how much the time thing, right? Like it's 20 minutes. Then it's like 42. You motherfucker, fucked me. But
that's if you're on the late end. But
yeah.
Right. But
I don't want to go and wait and be like stood up, even though I'm not being stood up. I'm being, it's a form of disrespect, by the way, that I practice constantly. And I don't even mean it as disrespect when I'm late. It's just my own system.
Sure. And the other person too. But I wonder, have people like done that to you a lot too in your past where they didn't come back or they didn't?
Google Chappelle Show end.
Oh, Sure.
It's a pretty big one.
Sure.
I was on
right.
time the day that my partner left the country.
Mm-hmm.
I was at this set. That's like a
huge
funny example.
Sure.
But like pretty formative.
Yeah, of course.
But I was also 30, so it's not like I was already, I was late. I was like late all. It's also kind of selfish and like childish and like, well, no, I have to take a shower or like I have to do the thing that's elective.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's a childish choice, and I'm immature.
No, and that's a funny and big example.
But it's mostly just late. I was kind of late today. I was a minute late.
Yeah.
You and we parked basically next to each other because you were also a minute late. You're allowed to be because it's not your thing. I'm the host, so I should get here soon.
You know what's wild? I always like to think too, like, well, even though I'm like not so organized and not early all the time, at least I'm like a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I always say, and it's like, oh God, what is that? Like, who are you? That like a cartoon mouse?
Kind of.
Because I do the same thing. I kind of am. I do. I always tell my husband these things. I'm like,
a cartoon mouse
could be mean.
wouldn't not wear this.
Yeah, and then say something like that. Like,
yeah.
Well, yes, I am always late, but
I'm a nice person.
At least I'm nice.
And then a theme song.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of like, okay, Japan, very organized, very on time. But I see the sadness. I see the sadness everywhere. Everyone's sad there. It's a very lonely country. Everything's perfect. Marie Kondo's from there, But like, there's sadness. And not that I'm saying I'm also sad. I have a general sadness to me. Just thinking about my mom all the time, things like that.
Have you ever had depression?
Not that I know of, but I also have never really like seen a psychiatrist, or I don't have a therapist. So I don't know. So it would be like self-diagnosed. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you'd know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Then maybe not. I don't know.
Your whole life is like, why is everyone having more fun than me?
Oh yeah. No. That's not just jealousy.
Fun. It's not even jealousy. It's just more like
not jealousy.
A/B
I didn't mean
testing.
it to be like that.
No. But it's just like, why is everyone like
I can't get to that level,
ecstatic or seemingly ecstatic, where I literally cannot
get there?
Don't even know.
Right.
When I started taking antidepressants.
Yeah.
I remember telling a buddy of mine, like, I don't want to dance, but I understand why someone would now.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
which is a very deep,
where you're known for your dance.
Deep and dark place too. You can be, I think you can also dance and be depressed too. Dance for people and be depressed. But that's different.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
But
I don't know if I've hit it. I've seen it in my mom. I'm pretty sure she's depressed. She's not diagnosed for that, but I'm pretty sure she just is. She hasn't left her house in years. She hasn't showered in years, So I think she has that.
Yeah.
But
it's not just COVID. It's not just the COVID. She's not
it'll
on her
pass.
COVID on her COVID bullshit.
She's not just
not on some. You know me, I'm on my COVID bullshit.
It's long COVID. Hey, at least I'm nice. But so the general sadness. Oh, what is that? Why did I go into
what we were talking about?
Sadness?
Japan.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another story about the guy who didn't show up to work that day. When we started doing the TV show, I said to him, like, you have to be on time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he can be very tardy.
Mm-hmm.
And he, to your point, got me a card. He's never gotten me a card for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Got me like a greeting card of a picture of Dick Cheney and George Bush looking at their watches. And the inscription on the inside was like, yeah, but time in the wrong hands.
Oh.
Meaning like,
no.
Look,
it could have been worse.
Like, look, I could be, you want to see on time people. They don't seem very happy. And he was basically making your argument. It's like, look, these people are on
look
time.
Over there.
Yeah.
That's the look people, over there. Yeah.
Basically, yes. So I love your spirit.
No, for sure. But
do you intend to stop doing it?
Yes, all the time. But
are
then,
you a procrastinator?
Like I am. Yeah. But like you said, I've gotten better. At like being like putting things in calendar, making sure I organize, planning for the future me, live, love, laugh. But like, these are the things
these are the most important messages.
You have to say these general basic things all the time because it's true. but the breaking promises with yourself, that is definitely something I didn't really think about. That I guess that is what I'm doing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're too quick to forgive, because if you didn't, you'd be just screaming at yourself all day, which I'm also doing.
And
so
that's
it's pretty great.
So that's not good. Yeah, where's the happy medium in that? It's like, forgive yourself, but not too much. But then I'm not forgiving myself at all.
Yeah, I
How do you even walk?
It's
How would
impossible.
You would just stand still. And
It's impossible.
that's so much brain activity. Neal.
Life's impossible.
I would just crash in a car.
Because it's impossible. I've been procrastinating less because I realized that the more I work on stand-up, the better it is.
Yes.
Meaning if I do a new joke show every Tuesday, please come. It's in Santa Monica if you feel like driving out there. New material. And I write it. I do notes during the week. And then on Tuesday, I long form, figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
If I start at 4, it's one result. If I start at 1, it's just better.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, I'm not stressed tight about the show I have to do later. I'm I can write at a decent clip. I don't have to
right.
Right. And it's just better for it is truly what your husband's saying, where it's more pleasant for me.
Mm-hmm.
But the baby in us is no, check your phone again.
It's so true though.
Okay. I'm not able to watch and listen to sad things. That I really like.
Yeah, like even a drama or something. I'm always pump up energy. I gotta listen to Lil Jon energy music.
Yeah.
Or dance hall. Dance hall is what I listen to a lot, but just really pretty mainstream dance hall that just feel good, and maybe they're talking about the island vibes. And
They are. I don't even know what song it is. They're talking about the island vibe.
Yeah, that's all. And that's all I want. And I'm just I'm not on an island, but that's okay, and
Taiwan.
So then I'll watch Taiwan. That's true.
You're a whole island
I'm an
vibe.
island girl. Yeah.
Yeah. You're an island vibe.
Feel my, do you remember those boys?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
To my last breath.
Yeah, I actually kind of like them. I think there's some.
Island Boy is a great song.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it is.
Great songs come from anywhere. I don't even know if it's their song. I don't know the backstory.
I don't know anything either.
Yeah.
All I know is that's a melody that stays with you. It's catchy.
Yep.
And it's pretty, and it truly does have island vibes to it.
Yep.
And that's what I love.
Anytime I go to an island, I
you go island boy.
I literally made a video when I was in Hawaii in November.
Yeah.
Promoting my show.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
With saying Island Boy.
Yeah.
A certain
I'm gonna Highland Boy.
I don't even know I just know the hook.
The beginning.
Yeah.
The first 2 words.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
but yeah, so, and then.
Did you ever like sad shit? Because I really like sad shit.
Yeah, that's so hard. And you just live in it. Do you sit and cry though? When you listen to a sad song alone, do you cry every time? Because I cry every time.
Songs don't really make me cry.
Okay.
But movies will fucking slap the shit out of me.
For sure. Same. Yeah.
And I like it. I don't want to avoid it.
Okay. Yeah.
I like being wistful.
Wistful. What's that mean?
Looking out the window.
Oh, wow.
Sort of touching the.
Someone's watching, or you just
I'm watching the world and I'm the earth, a life. This is all so this rich. What a rich experience.
Right. But then when you're seeing sadness, so that's different, right?
It is.
It's like you're looking out a window and you're seeing a woman trying to wake her dog who just died up, Is that wistful? Do you like that?
That I would probably close the blind because I don't want to
see that.
Yeah, I just don't want to.
But that's what
then I got to worry about my dog and do I brush his teeth enough?
But that's what a sad movie is, or a sad song.
Not Schindler's List.
Well, what do you mean?
There's nothing. I don't go into a spin.
I'm pretty sure there was a dead dog in that.
Saving enough Jews.
Oh, it's so high. It's so
not.
It's bigger than a dog.
Yeah. Yes, the movie that makes that, the Amy Winehouse documentary.
Yeah.
I've talked about it before on here. Destroyed me.
Of course, yeah.
Destroyed me.
Of course, yeah.
I watched it 4 times. Destroyed me every time.
Yes, of course, yeah. I mean, and And it should, because you're human, and it's like a real thing that happens to people, and the loneliness and the sadness or whatever, the pressures that you can relate to, but also see it that other people are also maybe suffering, right? Going through. And I get that. I already feel like I see that.
You exist in it already.
Just from the friends I have or the stories that I know from people.
And also you lived in it.
Maybe, yeah. It's not so, I don't think it's so much about me. Maybe, but I see it in my mom a lot, and I see it every day. And so I'll read about it. I'll read about the Amy Winehouse documentary and like this exactly what happens. The spoilers. I love spoilers.
You do?
I love spoilers.
Because it takes the punch out of a sad thing.
Yes, I'll read about it and empathize with like the sadness or the tragic elements of the movie. And know that, that's the arc they were able to reach or not reach. And just know that that was a fact in life. Or I'll maybe read the book or something. But yeah, but the movie, when the music is there and the acting's going on, or, not a documentary, but the music's there.
Yeah.
It'll hit harder, yeah.
Yeah, it helps.
And seeing her face move, yeah.
Yeah. So you did see the documentary?
I didn't.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You just read the spoilers.
Yes, yeah. And, we all kind of,
we know the story, but I'm like, yeah.
You can tell me. I like spoilers.
No, I don't. It's not even a matter of spoilers. It's just like you're better off seeing her sing and then cutting to an interview about her dirtbag boyfriend.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's more effective. But
that's true.
If you don't need it, I have things like that, and I'm trying to think of what it is.
Things you can't watch?
Or just things where somebody go, don't you want to date a funny person? And I'll be like, I don't need funny. Like, I got funny.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm not opposed to it, but it's not a prerequisite.
Right. Yeah.
Like, we need a thing that we don't have, I think.
Maybe that's what it is. That would be cool to know it's as simple as that. Maybe it is. I'm starting to think it is. It's because I have sadness. Like, I just feel it and see it a lot. Suffering.
It's also part of your appeal. You are a little mouse, of course. Everybody knows that. And at least you're nice. And there is a sadness to it.
Yeah.
To your essence.
Oh, yeah.
It's like subtle.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first thing anyone said, but like, there is difficulties that you've seen. I can see that you've seen difficult.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like Mr. Rogers?
No,
Mr. Rogers. I saw that.
Oh, you did? That wasn't that sad.
He didn't. He was like just loved people or something.
It's just like
so
I think
much.
It was upbeat.
Yeah. But he's like, I love people so much. And he would cry about it. I'm like, what? Where's that coming from? I never do that.
What makes you sad? What makes you cry?
People. I do love people. Like freaking the Whale trailer made me cry.
I didn't see. Did you see the movie?
No, but I watched the trailer, and the trailer itself already. When he goes, people are incredible. I'm like, yeah, they fucking are. I guess I do cry for people. Yeah, I love people. And so when he said that, I'm like, that's coming from a pain and like a loneliness. But seeing the beauty, somebody helped him or touched him in a way. We're talking the whale, but in that scene, whatever that scene was, taken out of context, I knew what that moment was about. And so then I was like, oh my God, I was just crying just from the 45-second trailer or whatever. So that's me.
How often do you cry?
I don't cry like in daily life situations, in real life situations. It's only when I'm watching something or like a fiction. Yeah, watching something. So once, maybe twice a year. Am I a serial killer?
Not if you haven't killed anybody.
Oh, no, right. I mean, not a serial killer.
Like, are you temperamentally like a serial killer?
Is twice a year good? Bad?
It's really good.
You tell me. I feel like you've taken steps to help yourself more.
It's probably less than most people, but like, it's not wrong.
Yeah.
Here's a fucking very racial question.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll go with Taiwanese Asian women?
Yeah.
Are more stoic?
Yeah, I think they are.
Like the
women I know.
A lot of women I know that are Asian, there's like a stoicism.
Yeah.
that's like let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Mm.
Like let's not. It's a bit like
Yeah.
everybody chill.
Let me figure this out.
I don't know. There's something I've noted that where I'm like sense this thing of like, and I don't know if it's like historic or like like what it's based on.
Right.
But it seems like pretty across the board.
You know, just being raised by like two Asian women. Yeah, I kind of see it in them too. I also rarely saw them cry. I think maybe I've seen my grandma cry like just 3 times maybe in my life.
Yeah.
My mom like twice.
The whale trailer, obviously.
When we were watching the whale trailer, and then the other time was when Kihui won the Oscars.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I love when people, you know.
I gotta say, I do too.
That's
part
good.
of it is like
that means you're not a
serial killer.
Yes, that you have empathy.
Empathy, yeah. Or it's like, or I'll be like, because I think that's going to be me. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. But it is exciting when you fulfill a dream.
Right.
That's what's been fun about.
I'm still laughing about that's going to be me being the real reason someone cries.
No, I know. It's like as like a showbiz cynic, I'm like, or I think like when they see and then I'm me and my.
Yeah. And you're just like, oh God, when I put on a fat suit, you know, and do my role.
Then they'll see.
Yeah.
All right, it's the final question that I always do. Movie of your life. And this is a bigger question thematically.
Mm-hmm.
Movie of your life. Who plays you? What's the movie about? What's the character arc? I have a secondary question, which is what meaning do you draw from your life?
Uh-huh.
Meaning like mentally ill mom, grandmother, like kind husband, this gift and interest in comedy, or like what do you think it means anything, or you think it's random?
Oh, yeah, I think meaning in life, I'll say that first because I feel like that's sort of just everyone's MO and like why we get up in the morning and stuff. Just like a connection to people, you know, and giving people an experience that'll make them feel seen because, you know, I want to feel seen too. And then humans make me feel seen. So that's my MO every day with stand-up comedy, with performing, with the things I write, with my family, with the mental illness, with my husband. That's like my kind of why I get up. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
To connect.
Yeah.
All right, let's connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not leaving the house and going to a coffee shop. Maybe that's like just going on Instagram or whatever.
Right.
That's okay too. Because, you know, I am a performer that does that, you know, is online too. So, you know, like, you know, that's just how I like to connect with people. And I don't drink coffee. But I'm not
Huge mistake.
What?
Huge mistake.
Oh my gosh, the people I could be meeting. But I rarely do go out during the day. So that's like the meaning to life for me. And
is connecting with people.
Yeah.
To what end? And just to feel a human connection.
I think so that it's a mutual, like you feel seen and I feel seen.
Okay.
In whatever way I can do. And I think with my jokes, that's what I'm trying to do too. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a fun thing with comedy where you say a new thing and a thing people haven't thought of, but and then they agree with it.
100%. That's like
it's the
one
thing.
of my favorite things. That is the stand-up comedy.
Like it's kind of I mean, it's not every joke isn't that, but kind of every joke is that.
Yeah. And so, you know, being original with it just means like, you know, you say the thing no one said, right?
And
but everyone was
agree
thinking
so much, their body reacts involuntarily.
100%. That's we should define stand-up like that more instead of just like set a punchline or a tension release. It's
speaking truth to power.
Yeah, it's that
punching up.
Yeah, or that stuff or whatever.
No, it really to me it really is like I see it as like because when you were saying you want to connect with the audience, I'm like I do too. But I want to connect as a rebuttal on behalf of everyone. of like, we're being bombarded with this. May I speak?
Yeah.
May I give my rebuttal, sir? And then I
Yeah.
go, say the thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid or silly or great or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the point to me.
Yeah. And that's ultimately making sure that the audience feels seen and that you feel seen at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that's just the messaging. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, this is my rebuttal. It's funny. Just on a side note, Margaret Cho talks about how like everyone has the essential comedy, everyone's essential comedy, and it's like a one-liner like that describes like she's like, once you know what your essential comedy is, like all the jokes just flow out of you anyway, because it's so like, for example, Jerry Seinfeld's, she says, is like, is it me? Right. That's his essential comedy. Same with John Mulaney. Is it me? Margaret said this and I was like, oh, weird. Ryan, my husband, was like, because I was like, what is my perspective? And he said this and I was like, oh, and it weirdly happened to be the same as Margaret's, which is, I didn't want to be here, but I am.
Earth, America.
General, right?
Humanity,
yeah. I don't want to be here, but I am. So I'm dealing with it. Is kind of my perspective. I think yours is that. You already know your essential comedy.
I didn't even think of it as my essential, but it really is like what I'm.
Can I give a rebuttal?
May I?
May I? Yeah. Yeah, which is different than, is it me? It's more like you've thought of the collective.
Or like the thing
bit.
You said, like, we should do this again.
Oh, yeah.
The thing that's like,
right.
The thing that no one will say. Because some of it's a rebuttal, but some of it's like not collective. It's more just like.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is kind of collective though. It is kind of like, you say this, but like, we all agree, like, but we're not living that. Let's be clear. We did 5 sketches on Chappelle's show that had real in it. The word real, because it was so like the real version of this.
Yeah.
And that's like what, So, all right, tell me about the movie of your life. What do you think the point of you is?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't think about that.
Yeah.
You tell me. The point of me is how about that connection thing?
I also
That's
think
why I
it's
went for the
joy,
meaning.
Finding quirky joy in difficult circumstance.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Like your outfit is to cheer other people up. But you and I both know it's to cheer you up too.
No, 100%. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Me dancing for people, that's cheering you up. But like, I need it too.
Yeah.
That's why when I post it, I watch it 10 times. Because I'm like, it is so fun. That is a fun dance, or whatever. Even I like to watch my performances back for the craft too. But I also like
first and foremost.
But I also like it. I of course love it that I'm like, I made them laugh that part. Yes, that's a good part. Yes, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you should enjoy watching yourself. Because then you can, serve others better. I don't know. I think this is a service industry, so.
Yes. A lot of it's self-service.
Sure, of course. Yeah.
I don't even say that like judgmental. I just know like, I always want to do a joke. I don't know if I'll figure out how to do it when comedians like do a big venue and they go, can you believe we did this? I always want to go like, we didn't do this. We didn't go to open mics and fucking eat shit.
Right.
I did it.
100%.
I'm fucking grateful. I'm so grateful but it's such a lie.
That's true.
To say that we did like.
Sure. Yeah.
It's to manipulate the audience.
Right. So it's like, we're all
because you're not splitting the money with the audience.
No.
Can you believe we're splitting this 7,000 ways?
No, if we were, the audience need to like do like.
They need to do more.
They need to pull do the jokes. They do the jokes.
Pitch something.
They perform the jokes.
But trust me, they would love to.
Yeah, you're right.
They would love to.
Oh no,
they want to. Don't give them any ideas.
They are so scary sometimes, like that. The
Seinfeld
relationship
had a
we have.
Funny observation about. He hit the opening of one of his shows. He goes, "You're all the funny people in your group." They're like the kind of people who like comedy,
right?
That will go to it are funny.
That's so true. They do have a good sense of humor. You're right.
Well, they like us, which what could be better? But
I think so. Yeah.
Meticulous taste, the highest taste.
I mean, it's either that or it's like, I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah. Well,
It's
there's certain people. I don't know if you watched the Correspondence Dinner. Roy Wood did it on Saturday.
Yeah, no, I missed that. Yeah.
It's great. But there's a couple cutaways to the audience where they're like, and it's like, yo.
Yeah.
It was like, why are you there?
I know, because it's a comedy show, or it's going to be.
It's ostensibly a comedy show.
You have
and they're
to be
like,
seeking that out.
Yeah.
And I get it's not, the invitees aren't comedy lovers.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
In closing,
yeah. And you play me.
Thank you. I think very highly of you. I think you're really cool. And I think you're really funny. And I think you are a little mouse. And you are a nice person. But you're great.
Thanks,
for real.
Neal. No, I think you're awesome too. Yeah.
Thank you.
And thanks for having me. And I know now it's not because you felt bad you didn't choose me on that Netflix competition show.
Nope.
Yeah. It's all genuine. It's all rock on, dude.
We're fucking
That's
cool
how you
young
sign
people.
out, right? You sign out. You sign out saying this like a same word with your guest, right?
Keep crying.
Crying.
Never stop.
Stop crying.
Did you do it to the?
Yeah. You too, right?
Yeah. And you did it with a finger?
Yeah. Keep crying. Never stop.
Never stop crying.
That's been Blocks with Neal
Blocks.
Brennan.
Branding.